We are ready to go. We're with Michael here at Master Foods.
What's up?
And we're about to get the tour. Hope you have a great morning. Be good for mommy. I love you very much. We'll see you soon.
Wash up here real quick.
So are you guys like a food certification here?
Food manufacturer, SQF certified, monitored by the FDA. We're in the process now of gluten-free, certified organic, kosher. So we'll pretty much have and vegan. We'll be so certified, it's crazy. It is different than your regular traditional like contract manufacturer where like the rooms are partitioning and you're walking through hallways. This is really a really big bakery, is really what it is, right? We're a commercialized bakery, and so everything is open format. All of this raw material and boxes is moving to our warehouse, so that'll be the finished goods where raw materials being stored out so we can expand our footprint. We have like a 50-foot long cooling tunnel that's coming, so I need to have like a lot of room for that. So I'll kind of give you the lay of the land. In that corner over there, we do all our raw material prepped out to batches, and it's staged, brought over to the mixing team. In this area here, we'll have everything from like the chop to the mix itself where the batter is actually created. Once the batter is created there, it then moves into a specific machinery that deposits it into its shape. So line 1 is designed to do soft batter dough. So that's everything from like your cupcakes, your brownies, your muffins. Like we do some donut balls now that are filled that we launched for an influencer. Complex product, man, but it's a great, cool thing. And the second machine is a VMAG, so that's your traditional kind of extruder for bars. Then we have our Delphine, which is our cookie machine, so that's a wire cut. So that's your medium doughs for anything on cookies, and then you can modify molds and shapes, etc. The next line over there is our slab line. So today we're actually running a bar and slabbing into shape, creating the shape of that, and then it is passed through our enrobing tunnel here. We're waiting for that cooling tunnel, so it isn't automatically set up. We have to pass it onto trays, stage it, and then run it through the actual enrobing itself. Packaging that's done on this side. So we have 2 different flow wrappers now. We have 2 more that are coming. We have a vertical form fill. So the vertical will allow me to do things like mini cookies in a bag or multi-units in a bag because of it's more based on weight versus like a single unit being float wrapped. And then we have the elevator over there that takes up the batter on that side. These are slicers. So when you make, let's say for example, brownies, and they're baked on a tray, those brownies are then brought over here, they're put into the slicers, and then those you'll move the adjustments on the sizes, and that'll cut that brownie on your X and Y axis to whatever shape you want. So we can make them 1x1s, we can make them 3x3s, whatever you want to do. And that's not just brownies, right? Anything that's in a tray format, so like if we did dual layer cakes or loaf cakes or whatever we want to throw in there, that can cut it down to size. This is the actual fluff. This will be the binding agent for the products. And then from here, you add your dries, you add your crisps, and you get the texture or the main body of the product, and then it's got to stage for about 4 hours. We have to stage the product and let it naturally dry. Because if we force dry it, so we have like a 2,500 square foot refrigerator, but if we force dry it, now you start to add layers of humidity in the product. Then you enrobe your product, and now you're trapping water, right? So you're increasing the water activity in the product, and now it's covered. So then you're gonna get sogginess. You might not get to the point where there's mold in the product because this product is gonna be protected by that chocolate, and it doesn't have kind of like some of the elements that'll cause like that type of bacteria buildup. But you'll get soggy ass product, which you don't want anyways.
If I want to get a product from you that requires 4 hours of just air drying, does that increase the cost because it takes more time for everything?
The overall process, yes, is baked into the complexity of the manufacturing of the product based on how much we can do per day, right? So if the product, for example, like a brownie, like we could do 40,000 units of a brownie in a day, right? So that product has your mix, your dispense, and then your bake and your cut. So there's these steps, and then the next day they're packaged. Where this product is about a 2-day cycle. So it's for even just before it gets packaged. You make the initial batter, it's then stages. We leave it usually staged overnight, right? Because we're just gonna pump out a bunch of batches. We'll leave 20,000 units on the floor. Then the team comes in, they start to layer the product into the size. Because we don't have the enrobing tunnel, now it's going onto a tray. And then once it's on a tray, we enrobe it. And then the enrobing itself takes time because there's no cooling tunnel, right? So then we got to let it stage for another 4 hours. And that's why that gets done in a 2-day cycle.
But all these tunnels are going to really increase your efficiency, is what you're
right,
saying.
So for right now, let's go here. So I'll show you this. So right now, we're setting up the enrober. And to be able to get this customer out on time, they had a big issue with their previous manufacturer that left them out for 6 months with no product. So they come to us with like hey, we have to recreate this product. We have 8 different SKUs and we need to get it done in less than 45 days. Right now, he's gonna hand place the bars on the backside. So basically you wanna push off the excess chocolate, because if not, what you'll end up getting is this huge mountain of a really thick layer of chocolate in one spot. So for this,
is this recycling the chocolate?
Yeah, so this right here is your tempering or melting unit, and this takes it up to a specific temperature and it keeps your chocolate running melted at that temperature. You could throw anything in there. We could throw pretzels, we could throw whatever we want in there, right? And it'll cover it in chocolate. And then you take off your excess and you modify it, right? You're basically saying, okay, we get some spots that are open, so what we want to do here is we want to increase the speed, or we'll increase the fan. So we'll decrease this side so that we're able to let it sit under it, so that it now starts to get to the point where it's like truly covered all the way through. So right now, I don't like how thin it's leaving the chocolate up top. I want to get it a little bit thicker, so I want to bring it up, right? This is all in real time. You're throwing some through, you're looking at it. These are the first batches for the day. We'll make the improvements, and then now you have it. All right, cool, we're good. And so then it'll set to where it's set up.
Because you have a new customer who wants something different. You may not have done it before. I assume it takes a little bit to dial this in, right?
100%.
But you make how many bars you make in a run for that?
20,000 units a day.
Right. So maybe the first day, how long does it take?
We toss. Our first production with any new customer is a loss for us, guaranteed 100% of the time. It's a loss. I will throw away probably more than 50% of that production to find the perfect product. But it is the fucking truth.
Yeah.
I lose my ass. That's why I need to plan for the long haul with my customer. Like, we need to have a relationship that lasts.
Yeah.
Because I need to make it up on the back end.
Yeah.
So here we're basically taking this and we're slabbing the actual bar, but we're gonna take this to about like 0.8 of an inch, 0.7 of an inch. So the first roller that's coming out of there kind of somewhat brings it into shape. They're filling any gaps in the process, and then that then takes it to the actual level that we want it to be at. As it's starting to dry little by little and rolling, that'll cut it on its X and Y axis, and it'll finish in the bar size, where we can move basically through here the cuts of that blade by millimeters, fine-tuning the exact cut, and then in the initial step we'll like weigh them.
So this actually moves with the thing so that I can get a clear cut.
And get a straight cut.
That's really cool.
And there's a bunch of different ones. This specific one,
this is just what you want.
Does it like this, yeah. Or the good thing with this product is anything that's not the proper size or that initial roll is grabbed and it's thrown right back into the batter.
Really?
So we're not really wasting a lot of product. That's a big ass melter, so like we'll melt all of our butters or right in there. Yeah, we put a little bit of chocolate in the actual batter, so when it comes out, it has this rich chocolate like fluff taste.
That's the kind of stuff, like, how did you learn that? Like,
it's just like my fat kid inside.
Okay.
It's like, just like, bro, put a little bit of chocolate in that shit. So obviously here, it's more of like anything that's fresh. We try to keep all of our ingredients as fresh as possible. So we have weekly deliveries of everything from like our eggs to our milks to our butters. Chocolates, we hold a little bit more inventory on hand. Nut butters, same thing. We'll try to keep those as fresh as possible. And then, you know, the waters and stuff. So obviously here, it's more of like anything that's fresh. We try to keep all of our ingredients as fresh as possible. So we have weekly deliveries of everything from like our eggs to our milks to our butters. Chocolates, we hold a little bit more inventory on hand. Nut butters, same thing. We'll try to keep those as fresh as possible. And then, you know, the waters and stuff.
what's wrong with these, would you say?
So like, so this is like odd shape.
Yeah,
these are like kind of like corners missing.
Yeah.
So these here are kind of like, all right, see, like that didn't have a good shape off. There's some that are like still great product that could pass,
Right,
but for an initial pass or as the machine was getting dialed in, if those were like a set that we didn't feel confident with or that the team didn't feel confident with, I let them know, always side on the side of caution. I'd rather lose product than package a product that we're gonna have a problem with.
Gotcha.
So they'll kind of push it out. So these are the crisps.
Yeah.
And
I've never tried these like on their own. I'd love to see what they look like just on their own.
I'll show you inside because there's
Cool.
there's a lot of improvements made between a 60%, 70%, and 80% crisp to the mouthfeel, the texture you're actually eating. Like a Glambia's 80% crisp or an 80% crisp in general is going to have a harder, crunchier outside, whereas 60% you start to get more air inside and it starts to feel like a lighter
sense.
crunch. So in a treat, like a crispy treat or something, you want to stay with a little bit lighter here, and honestly you're gonna gain, unless you need like very, very little, like in a 1 bar for example, there's a very little amount of crisps in there, but that really helps them hit their 20 grams of protein. Without that crisp, they won't hit their 20 grams. So that's why it needs to be in there at the small amount that it is.
Wait, so what's 60% here? The protein by weight?
The protein content.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a 60% protein content WPC crisp, whey crisp.
That means there's more of the other stuff or more air?
There's just more air and like just in the volume itself, there's only a 60% protein concentration. So
yeah,
you'll have more starch, air.
Yeah, okay.
Where we bake all our stuff, so the ovens. These are double rack ovens, so each one has about 28 to 30 trays. And say in a tray, we're getting anywhere between, if we do cookies, 20 to 24 per tray. If we're doing brownies, 70 to 80 a tray. And then all of our sanitation, cleaning, pan wash. This is what we'll have like shipping, receiving, staging. And then we just have some syrups and additional storage space back here and some bay doors. So this here is about 16,000 square feet. And then on the other space over there, we have like another 11,000. So it's like 6,500 of warehouse space. And so that like in half the space, I get like 260 pallet positions. So I'm trying to clear out all that so that I can gain that floor space, which is too valuable from a production standpoint.
Yeah.
So this is what's truly licensed to produce product. This is what has all the certifications here. So the grease traps, all that shit. But the brand usually is responsible for all of the shipping and receiving of their product. My responsibility is to get it loaded on the truck, photos, etc., and then it's the brand's responsibility to transport.
Usually they're in a hurry to get it out the door so they can start making money,
Yeah.
though. So you're not usually going to be sitting on some of this stuff, too.
It seems like you're holding a lot of control.
We're holding about eight or nine pallets of chocolate chunk.
Cool. Whose cash is that right now? Are you sitting on money waiting to get paid?
No, the brand has good brands pay their fucking bills. Right? I produced my product, I did my job. You need me to do you a favor and hold your product while you're able to facilitate the sale or the pickup or whatever? No problem, I got you. Like, there's a relationship here, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I wanna make sure that that relationship is strong so they can lean on me. I don't want a whole product.
No, right.
But usually it's, you need to pick it up, you gotta pay your bills. So yes, they've already paid and we're good, and I'll do the favor of holding it and storing it for them. You know that mussel sandwich?
Yeah.
The one that's like with the 2 graham crackers? Bro, what a mission I've been on to fucking get this graham cracker, man.
That's the cracker
This
that's
is
in
the
it?
graham cracker, right? And the manufacturer that did it for Allmax and for the other company, like, couldn't get the product. I had to jump through like, I don't know how many hoops, hit up contacts that worked at Allmax to go to the facility in person, knock on the door and try to get me a direct contact. They have a new ownership and all that. I was finally able to secure the actual product,
That's awesome.
and so we're gonna be bringing it back out.
Dude, those sandwiches are
They're fucking
amazing.
money, bro,
Is
money.
this a different country or something?
Canada.
Oh, it is, okay.
These are Canada. Yeah, have you seen?
Is the process of importing that food hard?
No, it's just they stopped producing.
Okay.
They couldn't keep up with the supply because I guess like they're sold now like Costco's and all that stuff.
Dude, I used to buy them by the box at
Bro,
Barber
those
Shop.
were good, man. I don't care that they were like, so those are the actual graham crackers.
Oh.
And so there's
would you-
2 of those.
If this became enough of a nightmare, or you saw an opportunity, would you ever consider making these yourself?
I don't have a biscuit line because for biscuits like this or like the hard crisp, you need really to get the volume. Like, imagine how many are in one little box. I would need an oven, like a tunnel oven. I cannot make those on a tray because the little bits, and then you need a sheeter. So you need to sheet the dough to the thickness that you want that at, and then it needs to cut into shape, right? Poke its holes after, so you need a little, and then it runs through like a tunnel oven that bakes them slowly over time. So the machinery alone, I don't have the footprint, and it's not worth it, you know. Like, there is certain stuff that I'm just like, for example, like the fluff, like melting a marshmallow to create a binding isn't like it's not okay. Like, that's not how you do it. So when you do something at volume, you have to create the ingredients yourself. But most of the time, I'll just create those types of products. And we can't leave here without actually trying some shit. So let's try some good stuff.
They also rescued a couple off the line from the garbage can. These are my saves here. So.
Those didn't make the cut.